Welcome to 505.
On the rise, and today we're here at the Secret Gallery with
TheHumanOnes.
Flyasskohl.
Thank you guys for opening your guys' doors, inviting us to your guys' shop. We really appreciate
shout
that.
out y'all for reaching out and wanting to collab and work with us.
Yeah, man, of course. You guys are for the community, and we're kind of trying to do the same thing. So I feel like it's kind of like a natural collaboration.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there?
We appreciate you guys for all the things you're doing for the community as well, because I know we're on different platforms and different things we're doing, but it still kind of connects, so it's pretty chill.
Appreciate it.
And so you guys have an event coming up, right?
Yes, sir.
Talk more about that.
Yeah, man. August 28th, from 5 o'clock to 9 o'clock. Secret on 4th. The fourth one, we got rappers, we got singers, we got EDM, we got bands. We got food, we got local brands from, different like streetwear to kind of more designer. We got vintage, we got just, ton of curated stuff. We got plants, we got jewelry, we got everything you can think of. It's a good good time.
All right, for
Good
sure.
time.
And so how did you come up with this idea? Or what was it like? What was that light bulb where you're just like, yo, I want to do this. I want to start this.
It was really just like me talking to my friends, because it's like I really enjoy fashion and music. Like I love hip hop. I love just like the whole fashion aspect. And it's like, I don't really do none of it, but they all do. So it's like I get to enjoy it through them. And it's like, we just didn't see any real shows. We didn't see any like real events going on. There's actually, I take that back, but there is one. Shout out Ayo. He was kind of low-key who kind of put me on all this. He used to do he still does them, but like these fashion shows. And it's, I met a ton of people through this guy, and he, these events really kind of what got me thinking like, damn, like I could do this too,
So fashion shows here in Albuquerque?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, he's
I don't know about that.
shout out Ayo, shout out Cascade. He's super cool. He's from Brooklyn, cool guy, super cool. He does all these custom hats, all like hand painted and hand cut out of leather. Like they're crazy talented. So that's kind of what put me on.
Get him on the pod.
Yeah, definitely get him.
We need AO on the pod for sure.
100%. But him, and then Sam over here used to do, or still does, like, different shows, and there's some like over on 7th and Gold. Just him and some other homies just, selling, clothes that they made or, thrifted.
Yeah.
And, all that. So, I was like, damn, like, and this was kind of when COVID kind of lifted, like last fall, and it was like people were itching to do stuff. So it was like, yo, like, let me just, like, I threw him, like, two of my friends, shout out TJ Boston and shout out Vice Love and Emma Posa, because, I was just like, hey, like, just let these three people do it. And it was just in a parking lot, just
Got it popping though, huh?
they got it popping. So it was like, they got me thinking, and, I was like, damn, like, once this COVID stuff ends, like, and I wanted to do it before COVID, but COVID kind of just allowed me to really think about like what I had to do. Like I'm stuck in the house all damn day. So it was like, I was just thinking like, damn, like once this is over, like what could I do differently? Cause it's like after sitting on my ass for, however long, it was just like, I was ready to really just grind it out and just do stuff. Hell yeah. So it was like, we started doing that. And that was kind of, the inspiration for it, and just kind of showcasing like cool people. Cause we got some cool people, but people just don't have events, it seemed like, sure, they'll do like little like music things or like specifically for brands, but I don't see stuff where it's all together, you know what I mean?
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. You want to like mix cultures basically, right? And like get everyone together.
Exactly. 100%.
Yeah. And then the crazy thing, we've experienced that a lot with, like we meet someone and then we didn't even know about like local artists, like how many local artists there's out there, and then we meet this one person, person like introduces us to different people, and then that's how just it's been going, like
even
legit.
3 months ago, we didn't even knew ABQ Art Walk was a thing.
Yeah.
And like it was like meeting new people put us into the scene, and I was like, that's sick. Like we got to meet a lot of cool people.
And so I've been doing like shows like through a brand I have out here, TheHumanOnes. I used to have a thrift shop. Shout out Keys Knob Hill Vintage Boutique. I started the thrift shop.
OG.
Yeah, I started the thrift shop, and I that's where I met Kohl. I met so many people, bro. Like, and I'm just, and that was part of the whole idea of having the shop, is because it's like almost like someone needs to be doing something. We need to be proactive. Like, again, people who are like doing cool shit, like you guys, Rob and Phoenix Flash. I met Rob through the shop. Like
Shout out Rob.
yeah, Rob pulled up and was just like, yo, I'm like new in town. I got this idea. Like, I got this business I'm gonna start, you know what I'm saying? And so me and Rob would rap to each other, and so many other people so that I met through that shop. So I've always continued the brand, The Human One. So after I had stepped away from the shop, you know, I still kept in contact with so many people, and but that's part of it. You know, everywhere you go, you build value. You know, so even when Kohl hit me up, yo, like, and I told Kohl this, you know, like he has an eye for this culture, and going into, not everybody's gonna do the same thing. Like people have roles and places, you know, like, and so Kohl was just like, yo, I got this idea, you know, and I knew some of these folks already from the shop, but it's like, yo, Kohl puts the cast together, you know, and it's like, the cool thing is, and last secret was like every performer came with it, bro. Like the energy level was so high. I was like, damn, like it was just cool. Like when you're throwing events at back to back, like the whole thing is a banger, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, that's fun to do. So I met Kohl through that. I've always worked with Gabe, shout out Gabe, Secret Gallery, ABQ Art Walk. He I've always worked with Gabe. He opens up this gallery. Well, the gallery's been around for a bit, but he brings me on board, and we have this space. It's like, what are we doing with it? You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, we were throwing pop-ups and events at the thrift shop, but now where I'm at, and this is now I'm here in this gallery where, you know, again, more art, more local talent. And I don't even like local kind of like sounds bad, you know, like it just has this like negative feel to it sometimes, but it's like no, this is our community, you know, it doesn't have to have that.
But I definitely feel like there's some type of like shift going on.
Yes.
Like recently in the community. Like,
I've seen that too.
Like I feel like they're starting that shift of everyone supporting and not, instead of like hating and be like, nah, I'm gonna be the next one up.
Well, maybe everyone's doing stuff now, going back to like, I don't got time to just watch. Because you don't know when that shit's gonna be taken away from you. Yeah. You know, like on some real stuff is like, well, what, like I wanted to put a shirt out. It's like, you know, God, there's always like God bless the dead, but it's like God bless the living. You know, like, you know, rest in peace, everyone. You know that has passed, but even more recently, like there's 80 deaths in this city, like homicides. Yeah. Proven. And then like it's like even last year through COVID, we've seen like that veil of death be that close, you know. So it's like I think people have been triggered to be like, oh shit, I might not, life's too short, you know, to be like
hating and
to
like
be hating, to be bullshitting, to be like even yourself, you know, like not saying that we don't feel, we're not still like susceptible to the human nature, you know, like our bad habits, but I think, people are definitely living more like, even with their art, their music, you guys starting a podcast. No, what are we doing? Like I could do that. Kohl saying, yo, like, let me put shows on. I like that, you know what I mean? So going back to just maybe more people doing now, so.
I think another part is we in, you know, Albuquerque, we really don't have a lot of opportunity to like get out of New Mexico. You know what I mean? Like you look at a lot of other cities and it's like they have some kind of, you know, anything to where it's like you can get kind of put on to something else, you know,
like bigger outlets, right?
Exactly.
Just have bigger outlets.
And it's like we don't really have outlets out here, you know. It's like I'm a big like rap nerd, right? And so it's like there's a really cool like rap wave out of Detroit and Flint. So I was like, why are these dudes out of Flint, Michigan, you know, able to make it out. But it's like then you realize they have Detroit. You know, it's like our next closest city that's like really big and could do anything is like Denver or like Phoenix. It's like nobody knows them for, you know, no disrespect to Denver or Phoenix, of course, but it's like art or music.
But green chili's from here.
Yes,
We got green chili.
We got something good.
Yeah,
We got
we got good food.
Exactly.
Exactly. But it's like, you know, we don't have opportunity, so it's like we gotta put ourselves on. You know what I mean? So it's like there's 0 point in hating the next man up, because it's like I feel like it's a competition thing. Like people get really competitive. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's like friendly competition is much better than like hateful competition, because it's like that pushes you really to do better. You know what I mean? So it's like compared to just being like, oh, like, you know, just automatically like, I don't know if hating is the right word, but just being like discrediting the next guy, like, he's not doing it like I'm doing it. It's like, dude, like shut up, like just work together, because it's like if, you know, you rock with somebody and they rock with you back and y'all just both promote, then it's like you doubled your fan base right there.
Yeah,
you know, and speaking as like,
that's what I always say, bro. Like I always see this with like Hispanics groups, right? Like Hispanic corrido groups and stuff. Like they don't share the other Hispanic groups corridos. Like they'll be like, nah, they're not sharing each other's stuff. And it's like, why not? Like, dude, legit, if you share their song, your fans are gonna listen to theirs, and then their fans are gonna be like, yo, like, you know, it's gonna be back and forth. It's back and forth love between like anything you do, like legit, like music, art, anything, bro. Like if you share someone else's craft, like legit, they're gonna share it and be thankful and share it back. Like
100%.
That's how it is, bro.
And it just
Yeah,
exactly. No, I think that it's just like we need to put ourselves on, because it's like if like there's no other way we can really make it. Like I mean, there's a shout out to Giafradamas. He does like ghostwriting for K-pop. He's a very talented rapper.
I've
He's
heard of that. Something of this guy.
Cool guy. I've
I
met
don't
him
know
a few
where.
times.
I've met him
a few times.
I've met a few times. We have some mutual friends, so I've met a few times. Cool guy, young cat. You know, it's like other than him, I really don't see nobody like actually doing stuff. Like you know, people will move and they'll say like, "Oh, I'm doing stuff," but it's like,
are you though?
Exactly, and it's like that's not disrespectful by any means, because it's like, of course, chase like, you know, your money, chase, you know, what you're trying to do, but it's like,
but also on social media could be a front.
Exactly, and it's like I never see people like that showing love to other people. It's always about me, and that ain't necessarily a bad thing, because it's like you got to be your biggest fan at the end of the day. You got to show confidence, be like, oh yeah, I can do this. But with that said, is you just don't look cool if you're not like, oh, check out my boy, like he's cool too, like, you know, because you're only as cool as the weakest member of like your, I guess, crew. You know what I mean? Because it's like if you hang out with one guy that just makes you all look bad by comparison, and it's like the guy that doesn't hype you all up. You know what I mean? Because it's like the guy that's like, oh, he's y'all friend, but he doesn't act like it. You know what I mean? So it's like I feel like it just makes you guys look worse by comparison. But
and then something that we say all the time is like local artists or anything local, just send us our way. Like we're gonna share it. Like whatever it is, like we don't care. Like we just want to expose
to anyone out there. Like you want your shit promoted, shared, send it our way. Like we'll send it too.
Yeah, and like I said, it's legit free. Like it literally 3 buttons. Just click on your thing and then click on the profile and then share it. Like that's all it is. So that's why I think it's so crazy when people don't like support other people, you know, because it's literally free. It's literally easy. So it's crazy.
I was thinking on that note is like sometimes so for you guys when it's like a local brand or a business of when you guys are sharing, because some people like they'll have you know, how are they using social media? You know, are they using it as a tool to like to share their art, to share their passion, or is it a personal, you know what I mean? So we are interacting with both personal lives and we're interacting with on a business standpoint, you know. So it's again reposting where it's like I go to that there is a curation. People are going to go to your podcast for the people that you're hosting, for the way you guys look, how you guys present yourselves, you know what I mean? So we are there, going back to building value, is that so we're brand building, you know. So how are we in that, like when we are reposting, when we are creating events, it is very important to be mindful of, like, you know, and that's what I'm saying, is that there's enough people here in this city, people in this state to create cool events every week. If someone was really about that, and I'm like what I think too is also the government officials out here, our politicians, where they're very invested in out-of-state money or like elsewhere, like Netflix, Facebook, which is fine. Bring that money in, but even like ABQ Uptown or like just different areas is like, where are the locals being cut in? This is our land. These are our resources. These are our people. How is then the city, the county, the state being interactive in the arts, being interactive in economy building in every community, you know? So that's why I think, you know, definitely now the younger generation is crying out in a sense of like, no, we need change. We need something to, we then, so as a community, we will heal the wounds. As a community, we will cry out. As a community, we will build the economy, you know what I'm saying? And so I think like in other cities we were talking about, they have gotten hip to already like, oh no, we need to get our city popping, you know what I mean? And so I think a lot of that is, again, the communities doing their thing, and then it's only inevitable that hopefully the higher up, the people who do affect our lives, make decisions, will listen to new ideas. We'll listen to ideas from the home base, you know what I'm saying, or just our city.
Also, like, I know, because I know before, back in high school, we used to do this thing where we'd go to the Capitol and we'd talk to legislatures and like talk like, hey, this is what we see as students and stuff. Like, what can we do better? Have you guys ever thought of having an event or something, going up there and kind of like speaking for the arts?
Damn.
Or something like that?
Yeah, that I'm like, let's get it, bro.
let's go right now. Let's go right.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I haven't personally thought about that, but with that said, is I feel like there's gonna be a financially like a pretty decent sized boom here in the next like 15 years.
That's what I'm saying, dude. We're expanding,
This film thing is seriously taking off, and it's bringing a lot of money in really fast. So I realistically think, like, you know, we're gonna have a lot more money coming in here. I think you're really gonna see it in just like, you know, 10 to 15 years. I think by 5 years, it's gonna be like, damn, like we're trying to pick up. So it's I think, especially if we get started now, if we start ahead of the curve, and we start making the culture for it before it pops off, it's like, and we get on that early. That's what we're trying to do for sure. And it's like, I think it's not only doable, but it's like, if we stay consistent, and I feel like that's the major like part of it, is just the consistency. And I'm sure you guys can attest to that. It's like, you know, we were talking a little bit before the podcast started about how like you guys just sat down and just did it, you know what I mean? Because it's like everybody want to do stuff, and like that's great, but it takes a lot of dedication to really just do it and sit down and just consistently grind it out, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because
and it's like
talk.
It's hard, and I mean, it's not even hard once you start it, but getting started is the hard part. But it's like, you know, and some people just don't have the dedication. You know, life comes, you know, fast, and other stuff happens. I get it, but you know, I feel like excuse me, just do it. And it's like, if we start now, we can get this thing popping.
I also feel like, because with us, it wasn't really like, when are we gonna do it, or let's start it. But it was more like the consistency, is keeping the consistency. I feel like that's the harder part for us from personal experience than actually jumping the gun and starting it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sure. No, I mean, life happens fast. You know what I mean? Like, I literally just wrecked my car like a week and a half ago. I work, you know, 45 hours a week, but it's like, I'm still like, damn, like that's not gonna stop me. You know what I mean? Like, I gotta you know, I'm still like on my phone at work. My coworkers get pissed at me like all the damn time, because it's like I'm just reaching out to people. I'm like, yo, like let's do something. Like, you know, like,
yo, I'm trapping out the bando right now, dog. Come on, like,
hey, yo, man, chill.
Yeah, they don't like that, but hey, you know, whatever. I'm out here trying to do stuff, and it's like, hey, like.
I was like, they're just mad because it's something different.
Nah, they're mad because I'm on my phone. But I mean, but
on that note, it's funny how like you go to a 9 to 5, you go to these works, and some people really, and not like no judgment or whatever, but aren't doing other things. They're almost like, oh,
it's like,
I love to kick, but which is fine. Each its own. You know, they're waiting for football season. You know what I'm saying? They're and no hate on that. That's cool. But or I don't know. You know, like stuff like that.
It's
but
getting
it's
out of
like
the comfort zone.
Yeah, and maybe like again doing it. How many times have we been around friends where they're like, man, imagine this, imagine that, you know, like.
Yeah, bro.
But anyway,
No, yeah. I see that all the time because I've before I started the podcast, like when we started the podcast, I had a friend that he wanted to start a podcast too, and like I feel bad because I feel like he thought I wanted because he told me, right, but I had thought about it because I did music and like videos and then I was just thinking about ways to like reach out to other artists and you know so
cultivate.
yeah, and basically he never started it. And I was like, damn, he got the mixer and he got all kinds of things. And then he even told me, he's like, yeah, bro, like one day I'll have you on my pod and you can even play. And I was like, I was kind of hyped for that, you know? But he never did it. And I'm just like, it's because it's hard, bro. Like legit. Like I go with my dad, go to from like 8, 9 to like 5, 6, 7 sometimes. And then go to record or like go and like make a little song or and then, you know, like you're doing, yeah, like something. It's hard, bro. Like it's not. Saying it is easy, like, but doing it is the hard part. But.
Exactly, and I mean, just doing it once you can just get it done and just I don't know, figuring out that schedule. It's like I feel like especially this age, I'm 22, and it's like I feel like this is the age where it's like why not start now? You know what I mean? Because it's like sure, like I have to work this job, you know, because first of all, it's a career that I enjoy, but you know, I guess it's like I have to make money, I have to get food, I have to live, but it's like. I want to do the stuff I'm doing in 10 years, to be honest with you. I do like manual labor basically. And it's like, it's cool. I'm working like kind of with movies, but it's like, it's not something I can see myself doing long term. So it's like, if I can find other routes to do it and just really hustle through, like, especially like while I'm young and I have the time, you know what I mean? Energy. And then the energy. And it's like, I don't good, solidify like, a career path where I'm just busy, you know what I mean? Like, it just I don't know. I feel like it's the best time to hustle and just really and why not try new crap? Well, it's I can.
I say that because I just these last 2 days, bro, we moving a trailer. Like we broke a trailer apart, double wide, and then we were like carrying bricks and over, and then taking off all of them and like putting it back together. And I was just like, yeah, I do not want to do this. You know, I just helped my dad out, and I'm like, I do not want to do this for the rest of my life. So I gotta do something better.
Amen.
And it's not bad. Like no judging. Like my dad. He does it because that's what he does, But I'm just like, no, it's not. My back is not.
Yeah, my back be hurt.
My neck was cramping under there, bro, because I had to move bricks under there. It's just like
your neck and your back.
Everything else. I was just twitching.
My neck, my back. Just kidding.
No, it's hard, bro.
Like,
it is hard work.
So like now that we were on this topic of like just doing it, just starting it.
You're just doing it.
I want to ask
just do
you,
it. Show him the tab, bro.
Oh,
you got some Nike tab.
Hey.
Just do it. Now you need to get just do it.
With the Adidas socks?
Ooh.
No,
Vintage joints. Sheesh.
You gotta swag it out, bro.
Definitely,
Yes, sir.
Everyone has their style.
No,
Yes,
definitely.
sir.
No, I just said just do it because of the Nike, And then you're flexing it just a while ago.
Back on that topic, I want to ask you, Sam. Like, what was your like moment, your light bulb when you wanted to start that thrift shop?
Moment of realization.
Knees weak, arms are heavy, vomit on the sweater, mom's spaghetti.
You had to.
Man, I had that in the vault for like 10 plus years, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Way.
But
It's like that verse.
Exactly.
That was yours. I was about to spit. It's like I never said it was gonna be mine,
Just do it, you gotta.
Yeah, definitely.
But just always like doing something as like it's ever since I can remember. I've been popping my collar. Just kidding.
No, it's cool, bro.
We like I've always wanted to do stuff, as far as with music, with clothing. Back in high school, people would be like, "Man, you dress weird." I was like going to the thrift store and finding like vintage Levi's, polo, whatever, rock tees, and people would be like, damn, that's weird. Everyone's going to the mall buying that shit, but I've always, I would hook the homies up with gear, Also people that were like other artists, just because everything I do is like I'm around other artists, whatever that may be, as photographers, rappers, singers, musicians,
Yo, but you low-key started the wave then.
That's
like,
what I'm
everyone's
saying.
trying to go to that retro stuff now, all that vintage
And then
stuff.
like people judge. You've said this. Eric has always said this. People judge on what they don't like understand at the moment, right? Like you always say that. Don't you?
Yeah, and so I always thank you, and I've always known that this was bigger than me. You know what I'm saying? This isn't about my ego, whether or not. Are we called to do smart business? Are we called to? So, and I was talking to Kohl about this. Is like sometimes as artists, as people, we're afraid to fail. You know, we're afraid to fail in front of people because you got to get back up. You know what I mean? Dust yourself off. You know, people now have an opinion. You guys doing this, people. Being on a platform where people can have an opinion, you know, not everyone's gonna, you know, agree or like you just off the simple fact how you look. Sometimes they're like, this guy, you know what I mean? Like, look at him, look at him, look at you.
Yeah. And it's like,
but yeah, so I always been wanting to play a part of the community of the role. So definitely, and now we're here.
Yeah, like it was almost like your lifestyle, right? Your hobby.
It's
like,
your gift,
like the
bro.
Vintage stuff and thrift stuff. And
Sorry, I think it becomes your passion. You know, like this is what I do. I don't go play Top Golf and have beers. You know what I mean? Like,
don't go top golfing. It's expensive. Unless you're kind of balling, you know, it's expensive.
Unless you're like on a date trying to flex, trying to take some home.
Last time I went broke. Don't go top golfing, but.
Like you're saying, like your passion, what you like to do. So, but again, there's other people happening. Like it's like a universe, you know what I mean? And it's like I'm not the only star out here. I'm not the only planet. I'm not the only thing revolving like daily. You know,
Not the only one shining, bro.
Exactly. You know, you're not the only one shining out here. And then like once you know, we can illuminate. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole city's like shit. But.
Oh yeah.
I kind of want to rewind. Yeah, of course, bro. And like this was like I think 3 years ago. I don't know if you were still at the shop, but I remember the old location. Do you remember when one of my friends recorded a rap video?
Yeah.
It was
No way, that was the place.
It was Tits, it was Sace, and Kilo Kev. Shout out y'all.
Yeah, I was gonna say
That
shout out
place
Kev,
was-
bro. And even like that whole squad, you know, like I was at the shop still. And again, Keys always had wanted to do things like that, incorporate. So we, you know, sharing that passion of like incorporating the fashion with the lifestyle, with hip hop, with the arts. You know what I mean? So yeah, Kev would pull up and cop shit. He'd be like, "Yo, like I'm gonna have a music video, dog. Like, what's up? Like, where's all the fly shit, son? You know?" I'm like, okay. Let's do it, you know? And but again, people like that I was able to meet, and just so many people that are shining out here where it's just like you can't why even try to hate on people? You're like, damn, that's fresh, bro. Like I fucks with that. That's fresh, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
That's dope.
No, dude, that music video is crazy, bro. I didn't know it was at that place.
Yeah, bro, it was at that place.
Old
It was
shop.
but
Damn, we got stories for days from that place.
So you guys like that's where you guys basically met?
Yeah, I had a friend. Well, I knew a few people that had gone to the shop when it opened, but I hadn't gone. And then I had a friend that she knew Sam, and she introduced us, and like we literally just like we like hung out for like an hour the first time just talking, because it's like, you know, not a lot of people are necessarily always on like the same kind of, you know, wavelength where it's like you can just talk about like you know,
Share interest.
exactly. So it was like we were just, you know, chopping it up, and then I kind of would go in a lot. I was, you know, it was like my freshman year at UNM when I was at UNM. So it was like it was right there. I was bored as hell. I hated school, so I was just like always in the shop. You know, just kicking it. Like, you know, I'd buy stuff if I could, because again, it was like college. I had no money, but it was like, you know.
Yeah, yo, that's fresh. I'm gonna copy it.
Exactly. Vintage is the wave. So it was like, you know, it was cool. It was well curated. It's still, I mean, shout out Keys and them. It's still, you know, sick store. Shout out Banco. But it was like, you know, it was tight. It was like, it was the first person I seen other than Rob to actually like really be doing cool shit. You know what I mean? Because it was like,
and there for the community too.
100%. Like,
kick it.
no, exactly. Like I could just kick it most days. Like, you know what I mean? Like I could literally just go in. It's like I wouldn't even need to like buy anything. You know, I never felt like pressure. Like I was like, oh, I need, you know, how you go into certain stores and it's like
the mall or something.
exactly.
You walk in there and they look at you like, what you gonna buy?
Exactly, but it's like,
Or they look at you like you're gonna steal or something.
oh yeah, amen. But you know, it was always like, you know, same with Rob. You can just go in, just hang out. Like, you know, I could just talk to him about, you know, cool shit. You know.
Yeah, that's the thing about Rob's shop. You pull up and you're just like kicking it with Rob. You know what I mean?
Bro, straight talking to Rob.
I'd be
forever.
staying too fucking long, bro. Like, oh my god, I'd be staying there for like an hour and a half every time.
Rob
like,
is chill, bro.
Yeah, I gotta make sure my schedule free. Like, but that's tight though. I mean, that's way better than just going to some store and it's like you go in, you like look through it, and it's like like you even see cool stuff, but it's like I don't know. I'd almost rather support it just because he's so friendly and it's like he just talkative.
Cool it has cool stuff, and also just and then also picking his mind. He knows what he's talking about. He knows
what he wants.
Yeah.
Like he knows what he wants to do. Yeah, definitely. But something I want to talk about was like the merch, bro. Yeah. The merch is sick. Ooh, how's the idea for the merch? Like how
so this is for the gallery. This is for Secret Gallery. So Gabe had just thought, Nueva Cultura, where it's just like it's almost also contemporary art is what it actually means. Is like as a culture that we are. It's something new. It's something new. Like you guys were saying, there's this, just like you can feel it, Shift. So that's kind of the inspo for that is, and worked with 111 T-shirt Lab.
Okay.
And you should get James Black and Malcolm on the podcast. Really cool dudes. Again, going back to like James been putting in work in this community. James been like. Just wild culture, you know what I mean? Even the people he probably learned from, like his big brothers, his OGs, so 111 T-shirt Lab, they're on 4th and Gold, 4th and Central, like right there. Microwave Skate Shop, Ace Barber Shop, like all that. There's so much history on that block, and Malcolm Codex. He's he gets busy, so he's always like putting artwork out. So anyways, we got that printed there. So we work with them. They do like base block, so they'll do an event. And again, y'all got to check that out. You know what I mean? It's like they throw this big event down there. So sometimes they'll throw it with Art Walk. But they do screen printing. He works with some of the schools to teach kids how to screen print.
That's dope.
Yeah, no, like they're doing big things too, And so like Gabe asked them to do our screen printing here at the gallery.
Yo, does he do sessions? Like, could I just walk in there and be like, yo, can you?
I'm sure. Yeah. Y'all teach me the way, sensei.
Yes, sir.
But kind of like that. But I'm sure, dude, if you want to, you put in work anywhere, someone's gonna put you to work. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So yeah, exactly. Are you saying like screen printing or just kind of just seeing what they do?
Well, I mean both, cause like I'm new to that. Like I'm not super big into like I don't know, making custom tees or anything like that. But I mean, it would be interesting to know like
see the process.
The process, or like what machinery they use.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What to get.
Yeah.
Everything has its tools, Yeah. That's really interesting.
You got to learn your something about that too is like when you obtain your tools, you got to then now master it too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Is like just like on some swordsman stuff, you're like, all right, cool, I got this, but how does it work now? When you get your phone, you don't know all this shit. You got to sit there and like.
Definitely. I understand that just because my dad we buy like tools, So let's say we buy like a sprayer, like, and these sprayers are kind of expensive, but you master it and it pays itself in 2 jobs. Yeah. In 2 jobs it pays itself, and like let's say you get tools to like cut wood floor, like then those pays itself like legit in 2 jobs as well. Those tools just they're worth, and if you master them, like they're worth getting. It's a sacrifice
and I think like even those concepts, those simple concepts is like you apply them to, again, going back to throwing shows, you apply them to cultivating a brand. Like it's only like it's only natural for things to grow when you like are investing. So it's like I feel more and more. Maybe it is with social media because we're watching people's growth, we're watching people's ideas like evolve, and at any given time, you know. So I just feel like now, like you're saying, your pops a masonry or like whatever he may do, construction or building, you know, that's an art in itself. Dudes who can see like you know, angles and whatever can make something. Put things together, and now you build stuff. Like that's the same thing, but I feel like definitely maybe with when we invert that, when we like do that for ourselves to our passions and what we done, like again, you're mastering the craft. You're like becoming, you know,
definitely. But
and well, I had a question too. I was wondering, like, what's the process to getting a booth or like a table or something at Art Walk or something? Like, say if we wanted to do, because I know you gave us this idea, Rob gave us this idea too. He was like, I think for what is it, Rumble? The Rumble. He was thinking of us setting up and like interviewing vendors or like artists, and so like, do you know what's the process to do that on Art Walk too, or like even at your guys' shop?
This helps just because like a lot of people have assets as well. Like I know someone that wanted to get like a little pop-up was like even it's Daniel. Like shout out to Daniel, who's been on the pod, amazing musician, and he also like people like him would benefit from that information, you know.
I mean, honestly, you can just show up and do it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think anyone would just check you guys and be like, yo, like, who told you? Like, no one's going to do that. So it's like, honestly, show up with a camera and a mic, just go up and just seriously just be like, hey, like, you know, I just want to do this. Like, you know, and then honestly, the community will almost appreciate that more if you take your own initiative, I feel like, and just doing it. Because it's like you're putting people on for nothing. You know, you're not trying to get anything really out of it other than just like, hey, like, I'm trying to, you know, talk to these people. It's like if you guys pulled up to our event, like, cool, like, interview everybody, you know, interview the people, like, whoever you guys want to do, because it's like really, it makes you guys look good, it makes us look good, and it's like, it's just showing love, and it's like, it's you know, the best way to do it.
Definitely.
For sure.
I think also just like with what your question is like, people have hit me up, people hit Kohl up for the secret event, and Kohl already has like a list of people that, you know, he's spoken to. So people will hit me up and I'll ask Kohl if there's room, or is like, what do you think as far as like when it comes to even food vendors, when it comes to like, so there is like a dialogue and back and forth when it comes to that, you know, like some new people have hit me up, have hit both of us up. So it's like, how do they fit in? Or not only that, is just like how it happens, you know, while you're putting is there space?
It's because it's like a team thing, right? Like you guys have to, like, not just one person be like, yeah, let's get them, like, you know. The same thing with us. Like we talk about like, yo, like this week this person, this week this, like, you know, we try to like arrange everything like together, so it's like flows better, you know.
Yeah, and for me is like the way I have worked is like, you know, if this is Kohl's idea, I guess off rip is like, well then I don't, and this is I think sometimes where different curators and different people in positions of putting people on, they get an ego where they're like, well, I need to micromanage, it needs to look like this. I have to have it like this. Where for me, I have with Kohl, I'm like, Kohl, do your thing, bro. Like, and if you need, if you need anything, let me know. Or if I'm thinking something, I'm like, I'll get in the group chat, or like, you know, I'll ask Kohl like whatever I need to, you know. But it's not like I tried to leave it more open for everyone to enjoy it, even from our end, you know. I don't want to micromanage, you know. That show will suck, bro. You know, like I won't.
It just builds tension.
Not saying that there shouldn't be a structure, you know. So for the secret, that's like hit Kohl up, hit me up, and we'll see how we can fit you in if there is, because these are getting booked up pretty fast these days. So
that's pretty
good.
Much like that. That's the same process with me and Arturo. Like we don't really have like I mean, we don't micromanage or anything like that. We're not like, you have to do this. It's like, this is my podcast or anything like that. It's like, we talk to each other. We're like, okay, we're booked. Let's see, do we want to record at our place? Do they want to record at their place? And then we just find a way to like manage you.
Yeah, I feel like plus the collaborative process kind of adds to it. You know what I mean? Because it's like, I hate like yes men, you know what I mean? Like I can't stand that where it's like they're just like, oh yeah, whatever you want. But it's like I'd really rather work with other people because it's like their input, you just see stuff better. The more people thinking about stuff, the more you can just add to it and just make it better. So it's like if I have, you know, we do inside and outdoor during the events, right? So we had last few events we've had this guy done by Doug, shout out Doug. And then he put he was telling me about his boy, this guy Juan, who does these amazing like upcycled like plant holders, and he does clothes and he does all this cool stuff. And he's like this great eye for like kind of how like, you know, his setup is. So literally he talked to me, he was like, hey, like, you know, if you ever want help like doing the inside, and like some people would just be so like, I don't know, like into their own thing that they would just be like, no, like it's my thing, like, but it's like, no, like I would rather him do it then, because that almost allows me to focus on other stuff, but it also is like, hey, like he has a good eye for it that I feel like he might even have a better eye than myself, you know what I mean? So it's like, why not let him help me, and then, you know, it helps him in a way, you know what I mean? And it adds and it builds like a relationship there, and it just, you know, why not? You know, there's no point in not letting somebody at least give the idea.
Leveling up, it's like idea after idea, or like find the best idea together.
Exactly.
Something about this as well, bro, is that you have to deadass come with a mindset of like open mind, you know? If you're gonna do something that's gonna take a lot of people, like deadass, like you need that. You need input. You're gonna have to take, if it's good or bad, you know, you're gonna have to be like, all right, well, yeah, my idea is probably like not as good, and then like your idea sounds better, let's go with that, you know, like open-minded.
100%. I mean, I'm sure you guys can attest to this. Like I played like sports growing up, right? And it's like I had some hard-ass coaches, you know what I mean, where it's like they will just tell you, you know what I mean, like, hey, you suck, you know what I mean, like they'll be just brutally just honest,
break your heart,
but exactly. But it's like, you know, at first like it sucks, but once you really think about it and be like, oh, like they're not just saying it to be mean, they're trying to, you know, actually give me like good advice, and they're there to help me improve. And it's like that's kind of how I view it, where as opposed to just you know, just letting people just, you know, listen to what they got to say, basically, and improve upon it, and just don't take everything to heart even necessarily. And it's like, just do what you can to make it good, and listen to people. And because I mean, at the end of the day, if you stay stuck in your own head, it doesn't help, you know what I mean? Like you don't really gain anything, you don't learn anything, it's just the same thing,
and you don't communicate anything. Exactly.
So it's like, why not work with everybody, and even if people got something to say and you don't want to hear it, like, I've had plenty of people being like, oh, like, you know, the speaker said it was trash, like, you know, you guys need new speakers and shit like that. And it's like, I don't want to hear that shit, I'm gonna be honest, but it's like, I'm glad they're saying it, because it's like, oh, like, exactly, because it's like, you know, why
I need to hear that. I don't want someone to tell me like all the time, oh, it was great. No, like one event, my boy over there, MJ, he was like, he went around and asked everybody what they liked and didn't like. Like we got to run the tape back that night of like, okay, cool, let's do this, let's do that, you know. But.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then another thing that I wanted to say is dude, just blew out my head. No way. It was sick. Something is like, having too much on your plate too can kill, you know? Because having too much things on your plate as well, like, let's say it's like you want to do this and that, or like, because it happens to us, like we try to record so many episodes at like some time, and then like some cancel, some just things happen, you know? So having too many things on your plate can also like kill, and you have to be careful. Like you just have to like manage things in a better way, because time management is everything. But yeah, Beto. Yeah, you can.
So like, I just have one question. If like, for people out there listening who have an interest or have an idea in general, like whether it's pursuing music, pursuing fashion, pursuing a business or something, what's a good piece of advice you'd give them?
Just do it, and just do it authentic, because it's like, I know a lot of people that, like, recently, right, I have a friend named Juan. He I can't remember what he has, like a brand. He's cool. I really wish I could remember, because I feel like I'm doing a disservice. No. I know like a million freaking Juans, but cool guy, super cool guy.
A million and one.
Yeah, shout out Invades. That's my boy. He will be at the next event as well. He did the first one as well. Yeah, shout out Juan.
He comes swagging.
Oh yeah, that's my boy. But no,
we kind of know him through soccer. He used to play soccer back and like at a church.
Oh,
That's cool.
You remember Juan? Invades.
Invades.
Yeah.
Yeah. But damn, I lost my train of thought. But
Only a homie one.
oh, so the homie Juan, right? He made this T-shirt, and then there's a local brand, and no disrespect to them, it could have been coincidence, but they literally did like the exact same design, right? And he tried to be cool about it, and he was like, "Yo, like, you know," and it was a little weird, you know what I mean? And it was like, I feel like they don't have bad ideas, but the fact that they're clearly, you know, even if it looks similar, it's like just do your own thing, you know what I mean? And it's like just don't. I feel like a lot of people really just go into like they think about it too much, like, oh, what do other people like? You know what I mean? Like, oh, they see something working, so they want to copy it, but it's like, really, it's like. Like I don't know, like I've had my phases, of course, where it's like I know I was wearing like all the hype beastie kind of stuff, you know, I was wearing like Supreme and Bape and Off-White and that crap, and then I was like, all this shit sucks, you know what I mean? Like I just didn't feel
Like everybody.
I look like everybody, and it's like, you know, I liked the fashion thing, I knew a lot about it, but I almost was like, oh, I don't want to wear anything like not even crazy, but just different, you know what I mean? But it's like it's way cooler in my opinion to do your own thing and be like authentic as like, you know, as you can be, opposed to trying to copy somebody.
What is authenticity? Like,
You gotta introduce yourself real quick.
oh yeah, MJ, what do you do? Yeah, we just made this shirt here. You want to zoom in on that?
And this one.
Oh,
And
the
this
human
one,
ones.
like, I just
just
printed
did
it.
Yeah.
Yo, can I cop one?
Try it on. Hold on.
But you know, expectation of the audience is important, because if you're driving consumerism with people who can afford to, like, see the creative side of it. Otherwise, it's promo, like you're giving away, you know. And that's sort of like what I like is like the promotional side of it. Like you can, like right now, there's something that I'm just gonna immerse the whole city in. I'm giving it out for free. Like I already have like 10 people rocking my shit, and there's certain people who like.
No way.
There's certain people who have an eye on them, and like I'm not trying to, but I guess that's just how it happens. The people who have lots of eyes on them are like, that's some pretty cool shit, bro. I wanna, you know. And when that happens, it's easier to spread. But yeah, promos the shit.
No, I had a friend, shout out Booney 505. He does
Booney
this
boys.
collection. It's like Gunslinger, you know. It's like Southwestern, but it's like this cool like streetwear kind of vibe, right? Like super cool, authentic brand. And he literally like verbatim, his brand got ripped by some brand in LA. They had a rapper named Warhol SS. I don't know if you guys know who that is. No. He had like a little buzz for a while. He was working with like Lyrical Lemonade and them, and he modeled for it. And it was like, at first, like he sent it to us, and we were all like, "Yo, like that's so like fucked up. Like why would he do it?" And then we were thinking about it, and we're like, actually, this isn't a bad thing at all. Like it shows that we're doing something right that people want to follow and copy, because it's like the fact, you know, it's like really imitation is the greatest form of flattery. But with that said, is I would never want to imitate nobody else. You know what I mean? I'd want to do my own thing.
How recent was that?
Like
That was this summer. Yeah, it was like 2-3 months ago.
Because the funny thing is, bro, you could go to West Side Taco Bell and see Booney Boys on the table, dog.
Yeah.
Like I was laughing my ass off when I saw it, because I was like, bro, this guy's really out here like promoting once again promo. He's doing a great job, man.
He just does his own thing though, and I think that's
I had a
part
chicken
of it.
quesadilla, bro, and I was like about to take a bite, and there's the Booney Boys right there on the table, etched in, bro. I was like, oh my gosh, this guy's like, he rolled through here. He was here, bro.
Yeah, Booney Boys 4L, bro.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
That's awesome.
Shout out Dabo.
New Flexico. That's when he had come to the shop. He had done these shirts. They would look like the Polo Sport, but it said Booney Sport, I think.
Yep.
But New Flexico, I think, was underneath it. But I thought that was kind of fresh when he had showed up. He had done a pop up at the shop. And what was really cool is like he was one of the first dudes to do a pop up at the thrift shop. I told him, like, dude, just make it like your shop, bro. So we took a bunch of stuff off of the shelves, off of the racks, and he put his stuff in there. Him and his homies brought like a PlayStation, and we had this like big ass old TV in the back. So they were rocking out. What was really cool is the owners from Silver Skate Shop pulled up and gave love. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like. Just because of, again, going back to promotion and brand building with the shop is like, it did create a place that people could shine, you know, going back to that, like, oh, like even people pulling up, and I was like, damn, you know, like the community pulled up, showed love for him, you know, like, and that was big for me to see with Booney is like you say, he's just gonna do his thing. Like he keeps it moving, you know. And that's, I was telling him about Adam Astral, is that's the same thing with him, is that their hustle, you know what I'm saying, is like going back to the consistency, is like, all right, you can have your opinion about it, but like but the consistency is showing. So that goes to I guess an age old conversation where it's like, so what is better, talent or consistency, talent or that discipline, that work ethic. So you know, you can have the most talented, there's like some dude that downtown, he has bars galore, maybe a couple Barnes and Noble stores, you know, just kidding, those are some of his bars actually. But he's bro, like he's crazy with it. What he say? He's all, oh, you thought you caught the wave? No, that's a belly flop. He's like, oh shit, son. Like, he's out here schooling people, but he's homeless. Like people tried to like,
I know exactly who you're
people
talking about.
people have tried to get him an apartment, get him. He's like, nah, I'm on the streets.
Bars over everything.
Bars
over
everything. But so what do we want? Is it like you gonna put in the hard work? Yeah, you're talented, but so it's cool when you merge both.
Exactly.
You know.
Yeah. Damn, this has been one of the dopest fucking podcasts in a while. Bro.
Facts, bro.
I appreciate y'all being on here.
Love y'all. Yeah, I appreciate
Nah,
this.
we definitely gotta do this
we'd
again,
be
you
super
know?
thankful.
Yeah, we'd have to do this shit again for sure.
For sure. We'll,
Hell yeah.
oh yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, this is no hate to Nike.
Gang.
It's no hate to Nike, but the idea is that you're looking in a mirror. You know what I'm saying? Because like that's what it looks like when you have Nike on. You're looking in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? That's what that it looks. So it's like, it's more just a comment, bro. But I'm glad you like it. It's cool.
Wait, you just legit made this legit like right now, like.
Yeah, I printed it in the back.
And then, how did you get the Nike like logo thing? Like,
It's called computer.
No, but like, you know, it's cause
It's pretty wild,
you
bro.
could just,
Like,
but
yeah,
like,
it's like,
did you can't get in trouble? You can get screw Nike on.
Sue us, please.
You know, I hear your concern, and of course, there's we'll call it red tape, I guess, because there's such thing as licensing and all that. I'm not saying with major brands that they'd actually let you, but clearly, if Drake can be a sponsor and his brand is now the sign, you feel me? Like they're willing at some level to let go, you know, relax and be like, yo, this is cool.
So on that note, you think of, we'll take it back to our branding, you know what I mean? So then it's like we incorporate those things that we have seen bigger brands do, and we incorporate it on a smaller level and just learn what we need to do, you know what I mean? And like, again, I feel like other cities have learned those recipes, have learned those the ways of doing business, the ways of building each other up as a community, that like, again with the Nike sign, we can create that vibe locally. When someone sees, and I've heard this, you know, and I'm super appreciative and humbled to play a part of this community, but like when someone sees the Human Ones, like it's funny, I was driving this Sunday down in Central, and I saw the lady, the homegirl from the farmers market. She puts on the farmers market. Shout out the farmers market.
They accept EBT. They accept EBT.
Oh, they accept EBT. Big up. But she had bought in a sweater, a jersey from me like a while back. So I'm like, seeing people like wearing Human Ones, you know, like it's just it's cool. But that's like, again, going to the branding. Are we still evolving? Are we still working? Yeah, I never. And I would tell Keys at the shop that I'm like, bro, I'm not going to be here at the shop like all the time. This isn't my lifelong goal, you know. Like I want to, like I've always said, in my 40s I want to do movies, you know, get in my Fellini bag, bro, you know what I'm saying? Is like, yeah. But maybe I do it before, but that's a goal. Going back to the shop, no, I've been, bro, you know, you have so many other things, and so even like speaking it, and manifesting. You know what I mean? Even though maybe that's
Witchcraft. Don't do that, kids. Shout out Oprah.
bro. Shout out fucking Harry Potter.
So he's a Hufflepuff, dog.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Can I shout out some folks real quick?
Thank
I
you.
just want to shout out everybody that's doing the event.
Yeah, plugins. Yeah, your plugins for sure.
All right. So shout out Cascade, shout out Astral, shout out Booney, shout out Done by Doug, shout out Gummy Pew Pew, Infinite Studios, Invades, Barty McFly, Bella Lauren, Dev the Bro, shout out Matt, shout out Zoe, Bug Funeral, shout out Vintage Temptations, Space Cowboy Vintage, Electric and Electric, Drip James 505, Goth Hog, Jewel Valentine Jewelry, Mongo Manny, and then, oh damn, I got more. Shout out Saving, shout out Emma Poster, shout out Vice Love, shout out Percy Blackston, shout out Balto Gucci, shout out Lovers Lane Ain't Dead, shout out Yes I'm Saving, shout out Dark the Mark, shout out Los Mocos ABQ, shout out TJ Boston, shout out Javier, shout out THC Worm, Free Pooh Shiesty, yeah, shout out y'all,
Hey,
Shout out God. First of
shout
all.
out God, Free Palestine.
Shout out Gabe Secret Gallery,
Shout out Secret Gallery.
having us be able to boogie here. Let's see, who else do we want to
The
shine
Taco
some
Guy
light
ABQ,
on?
shout out Taco
Oh,
Guy ABQ.
Cali's ice cream cones, the Taco Guy
Yeah.
ABQ. Oh, the Taco Guy will be here, big homie. He's been
Fire.
slanging tacos for like a cool minute. When we were doing pop-ups like at Dual Brewery, he was always posted up. He bought this Danny Romero like 96. It was like signed. I had found at Salvation Army, but he copped that shit once he seen it. He like, I low-key want it back, but I'm like, you remember.
I seen a dude get laid from his tacos. I'll just say that.
Some good ass tacos, huh?
For real.
Fire taco.
Hey, but on the real though, we got to do another episode.
Oh, I'm with that.
Yeah.
Let's get this shit, man. Hell
More,
yeah.
more equipment,
Yeah.
like for sure.
Wait.
Like,
For
definitely.
sure.
We got this.
And
We got
also,
this, bro.
thanks for the shirt. Thank you for the shirt.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but
And then thank
Remember,
you guys
guys.
for tuning in. Remember, check out their event. It's what? August?
August 28th from 5 to 9 here, Secret Gallery, 807 4th Street, Southwest.
Yep.
Um,
Pull up. And remember, guys, keep rising.
Shadow 55 on the rise.